One beats on Nick Jacket.
Hello, JD Obat here. Happy bank holiday weekend and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be having my very first Primavera P6 tutorial. Yes, we're going to start from the basics. This can help anybody that wants to get into planning or anybody that wants to get a refresher about P6. The big question is, what is Primavera P6? Primavera P6 is a powerful project management tool developed by Oracle and is designed to help large projects. So like construction projects, big industrial projects, it could be productions as well. So this is what I use Primavera P6 for as a planner. I use it for a large scale project in rail. Moving forward, I'm going to go into the basics of the basics. This is the software and how to use the software, how to understand the interface of the software. People that use P6 include planners, schedulers, project managers, project engineers, site engineers, so long as you have an understanding of it. But in my line of work, it is mainly used by the planning engineers. We extract the information that the other stakeholders of the project needs and kind of send it out to them. But in order for you to get into planning, it's good to have an understanding of P6. So now let's get into the interface and see how you can understand it.
One beats on Nick Jacket.
So in order to use P6, it would be advisable to have more than one screen, because you want to see your program on a very large scale, like on a bigger screen. And then most times you get information from somewhere else when putting your program together or editing stuff or updating information from like a progress report or something. So it's always so good to have more than one screen so you can navigate what you're doing. I'm going to show you my screens in a minute. I'm just setting it up now. It kind of looks like I have 4 screens, but I promise you I use only 3. Well, that's still a lot, but I use only 3 of my screens because I like to see everything on a large scale. Sometimes I put my computer on landscape mode so I can see the interface longer. We'll get to that in other videos. So yeah, guys, how many of my screens I use sometimes. Software. To install Primavera P6, you need to download it from our Oracle itself. Like I mentioned, Oracle developed this software. So you go to the Oracle website, you sign in or you sign up if you don't have an account, and then you search for P6, and then you get the option of where and how to maybe get a demo to understand it and go through all of the sales process to download it. You can either download a standalone, which is great for just your personal learning and projects, or you can do the enterprise one if you have like a team of people that need to log into it, so they can all use the P6. Well, if you can afford it, sure. Now let's go into P6 itself, the one that I have the standalone one. I'm gonna log in. I have the standalone version, so I'm gonna log in as the admin. Hopefully I can remember my password. Oh shit. Okay, I remember my password. This works. Let's go. Load. Thank you very much. So the first thing you see when you load up your P6 is this page. This is the project layout, but you could edit it in the future to show you a particular program. But this just shows me all the projects I'm working on. These are not real projects, but these are all the projects I'm working on. It gives me a list of the projects on the EPS, and then in each of these projects I have actual programs in them, different programs not linked together. I created one called YouTube training, which I would open afterwards, but I'm just going to give you an overview of what the screen is about. So this has a list of all of the projects I'm working on, and over here we have the menu bar. Up here on the top here we have the menu bar, just like Excel and Microsoft Word. We all have menu bars for those things. So we have a menu bar here that has the file, the edit, the view, project, enterprise, tools, admin, basic stuff. If you open them up, you have a little bit more functions in each and every one of them, a lot more functions, not even a little. But the thing is that you can't always go into this functions to look for everything you're looking for. So we do have shortcuts, and this is where the toolbars come in. Each toolbar here has a function hidden somewhere in the menu bar. So on the left hand side here, we also have two toolbars and function keys that are found somewhere here in the menu bars. These are just shortcuts to get to them. On the left hand side, we have the list of our projects here because we're in the project layout, and on the right hand side, we have a Gantt chart that shows all of the dates and the progress of stuff. Below here, we have the details of each project, the start and the finish date, what calendar some of them are on, but this is still the project overview. Where you get more information is when you actually get into a particular program that has activities in it. So let's open up this YouTube training one that I created here. It's not going to have activities because I haven't added activities. In my next tutorial, I will show you how to add activities. So yes, this looks a little bit the same with the project layout I just showed you guys. Same thing, but you can use more functions are usable in the project view. Like this one, not all the functions are needed because you don't have activities here, you just have projects. So most of them you can't click on them because you don't have activities. But if you are in the activity layout, you have all of them being accessible. And these ones are not yet accessible because you haven't actually clicked on anything. I haven't added activities in this project yet. So I'm going to go back to my project and click on one that should have activities. Let's see. Okay, let's open up this one. Oof. See, everything just lighted up. On the side here, you have all of your links that you can click on. Here as well, you have more functions to click on the left hand side, and then on the toolbar up here, you have more stuff to click on. And now we haven't even clicked on an activity yet. So if you click on an activity, you can now see more information. So I'm going to close this down. I'm going to do a collapse all. Everything I'm doing is right clicking, by the way. If you right click, you have a list, and then I'm going to collapse all of it. So everything goes to the first WBS. I'm going to explain what a WBS is. It is the work breakdown structure. For example, if you have a Windows file and you open up a file, it gives you a list of other files in it, and then you open up that files, it gives you to other files until you actually get to the document you're looking for. That's how I can explain a WBS. So a WBS is literally a summary of a particular set of activities. So if I open up this WBS, it gives me more WBSs because that first WBS is split to other programs, other projects. So this is a building stuff. So it's broken down into the WBS of design and engineering, the foundation, the structure, the mechanical engineering, finishing, exterior, and finishing interior. But these are major stuff that happen in the construction of a building. And now if you go into the foundation, that's where you now have the activities. Now all of these activities, we have about 3, 6, 9, 10 activities that would make up the construction of a foundation. Not just putting a one line saying foundation. It wouldn't really give you any information if you just put foundation there. But step-by-step process of how we plan to build this foundation. You have begin building construction, we have site preparation, we have excavation, we have install underground, and water lines. It's just the list of all of the activities that comes together to be the foundation, the construction of the foundation. And each of these foundation activities have their own details. So this is where we come to the bottom part of the P6. The bottom part here is the details part of P6. When you click on activities, you kind of have a list of details of just this activity. So now for general, we have the calendar it's on a 5-day work week, which means that the calendar would only start from a Monday to a Friday. It doesn't count the weekend because it's on a 5-day work week calendar. Here we have it as a start milestone, which is only 1 day activity. It's a milestone. This is when it starts and that is it. If it's a finish milestone activity, it would have only a finish date, like we have, building, like we have here on the columns. We have the start and the finish, but if you notice, this is a start milestone activity, so it doesn't have a finish date. And then if it's a finish milestone activity like this one, it wouldn't have a start date. However, if you go to the next activity, it's the tax dependent activity, which means it is dependent on other tasks. So it has a start date and it has a finish date. It's not a milestone activity. So this details area is kind of where you edit all of that and see all of that. The status of the construction as well. Has it started? Has it not started? Is it finished? How many percentage is left in it? Is kind of where you see it in the status part. In the resources, and this is just a milestone, so you may not have resources, but if you go to the site preparation, we have resources like labor. That's where you add in that what the labor would cost, how long it would take the labor to do the work, how many based on the units of work the laborer has to do. If you come to the predecessor and the successor, because this particular activity is tax dependent, you find out that an activity is driving it as a predecessor and is also driving the start of another activity as a successor. So kind of how P6 work. We have each activity has its own details, and you can add more or remove more of these details in your P6. And then if you come over here to the right hand side, I'm going to move this out, is where we have the Gantt chart. This is same thing, list of activities linked together, but you see them as a chart, like a bar chart, and it shows you the progress as it goes on. For example, if we are in 2011, like my very wrong P6 dates are showing, it's showing that this blue line is saying this is where we are today and this is where the project is. This is when this one finished, and this is when this link is showing this is when the excavation is supposed to start. And if we are delayed, it would show us that, okay, you were supposed to start this on this day, but you haven't started, so it's going to be delayed. It's going to show that it's red on the bars, or it's going to show you that you've started, but you've not finished. That's what the bar chart is. I mean, the Gantt chart kind of shows you. It shows you the level at which this activities listed on the left-hand side is progressing. So let me see if I have any delayed activities to show you. Probably don't, because, you know, I'm good at my job. But this is a pretend activity bar. So let's just see. I can find one from... okay. Okay, we have this one here that is showing that it started, but it's not yet finished. So it started on the 21st of April, let's say, as you can see here on the Gantt chart, but it's to finish on the 5th of May. And then the data date is telling us we are on the 1st of May. I will explain what the data date is. I kind of skipped that part, but we're going to move on to in future. And the data date is where the blue line is, which is where we are now on the 1st of May. And there's a plan that it will finish on the 5th of May. It's just showing the progress at which stuff is going. So I'm going to collapse all of it, right click and collapse all of it. So this is right now showing in the form of a WBS. In the future, I'm going to show you the function of each and every tool here on P6, from the left to the right, to the top, to the bottom, every toolbar. But for now, I'm going to show you only one. Now everything is being shown in the WBS pattern. If I wanted to see it as just a list, I could go to here to sort, and I would say I want to see, this is the WBS level. Well, we're looking at everything now on the WBS level 1, but if I wanted to see it as just a list, I could change it and everything would literally appear as a list. And now we're showing all of the activities that have finished first, and then the ones that are still remaining underneath. This is a way to see all of the things that you need to do at a stretch, like how it's supposed to just go from beginning to end. And then you can filter the dates as well, just to see, I want it in ascending order or in descending order. And then you kind of see your last activity as building complete. This is the last activity saying, this is the date that we plan to finish the work on the 3rd of July, 2013. And if you do that, it shows you all of the step-by-step activities that should be happening. For now, we are saying that on the list view, if you pull back the Gantt chart, on the list view, we are saying that we are here in the project. This is ongoing and it's to finish in May. However, this activity in red should have started, but has not, or doesn't look like it's going to start right in time, because this activity in red was supposed to start 4th of May, but the predecessing activity, which is the activity before it, was supposed to finish first before it starts, but that one is not finishing till, where is it? That one is not finishing till the 6th of May. Imagine an activity supposed to start on the 4th of May, but the activity driving it from behind is not finishing till the 6th of May. So it has pushed the 4th of May activity to a red zone, which is you're getting delayed. That is what the red activity here is about. So that's what the bar chart shows us. This is what the activity list shows us: the dates, the start, the finish, the duration, and then this below here shows us the details of each and every activities, from resources to the predecessors to the status of the activities. And that is what my P6 does, or this is how I and this is my P6 interface. I don't know, I was very fast, but in future I'm going to go step by step. I'm going to talk about the columns, I'm going to talk about the layouts changing, I'm going to talk about everything you need to understand in P6. But for this first part, is just the user interface. So I hope to see you in my other videos on how to use P6. Thank you very much. Bye.
Fun beats on the track.